I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a little bit different than most of my videos. I don't have a face cam introduction. I don't have a face cam at all because you know what? I decided it looks really weird to have face cams on speed builds. And the purpose of speed builds is just so you can get an idea of, one, how I'm working on the save file, for a Sims 4 save file, but also, two, so you can copy the build if you'd rather, or get ideas for your own builds. And so, do you, excuse me, do you really need my face cam for that? Probably not. So, I decided to take the Streamlet Single, and because it's supposed to be a very small one-bedroom house, I decided to go all out with that and make it a tiny house. I thought that these little lots here in Windenburg, is that what it's called? Why can I never remember that? These little houses here in this town, world, neighborhood, whatever it's called, lend themselves really well to being tiny houses, and it fits in to the area really well. So I wanted these ones to be tiny houses specifically. And I didn't really have to reduce it by that much to make it a tiny house, honestly. It was already quite small to begin with. So I just took out the kitchen bump out, and I reduced the living room size by, I think it was a row of squares at the most, I think. It wasn't a huge deal, but I did have to get really, really creative in the placement of everything because it's kind of set up a little bit weird. I think, though, looking at this, and I follow a lot of decorating blogs, and I am obsessed with HGTV, or I used to be anyways, and I decorating would have been my dream job to do. Rebuilding, remodeling, and furnishing and restoring old houses and designing new houses too would have been my dream job to have when I was a kid. So I'm just absolutely obsessed with all things decorating and remodeling and stuff, which we're going to be doing to our house really soon. And if you want to find out more about that process, you can go over to my vlog channel, Jen's Rare Life. I know it's a little weird that my channels are not cohesive in their branding. If you want me to be cohesive in branding, let me know. To do that, I would have to change this channel from Mama Still Games back to Jen's Gaming Life. I'm sorry, that's my cat. She just yanked on my microphone. But if you want the branding to be cohesive and stuff, if you think it would be better that way, let me know. But anyways, my vlog channel is Jen's Rare Life, and you can get that link from the description, from my main channel page here, from my link list page, all over the place. It's there. You can find it. It's super easy. But if you want to follow along with our remodeling process on our home, you have to go there for that. So anyways, back to the build. There's not a lot to say. I literally basically kept almost everything. I added only a minimal amount of stuff. I updated it to include newer packs like the washer and dryer and the thermostat and stuff like that. But I tried to pretty much keep everything that was already there and just add tiny bits of stuff that really matched well with it, and brought in some of the newer packs as well. Now, the one thing that I did not do with this particular build was add anything for pets. now that I'm looking at it. But it's not an overly huge place. I think the only thing you could probably really fit in here really easily would be maybe a cat. I don't think you should have a big, large dog breed in this tiny house. You definitely wouldn't have room for their bed. I guess they could maybe sleep on the couch if they could get to the couch, but because it's a tiny house, I had to put the couch really close to the coffee table. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to add cat stuff in here, go for it. I think a cat would fit pretty well in here. But dog stuff might be harder to get in here. The other thing I did with this build was it's a no cheat build. No move objects on, no show hidden objects, and none of that. This is completely 100% cheat free. I am a little bit of an older simmer, and I have been playing The Sims since the very first original Sims came out. And in the early days of simming, even through like The Sims 2, they did not recommend you to use move objects on back then. It was there, and under specific circumstances, it was fine. But 90% of the time, they did not recommend you to use that cheat because it really, really messed with the routing system, the routing AI in the game. And so Sims really couldn't get around that easily. I think that has probably changed. I think they've updated the routing system, but it still like scares me, and my cat is being really obnoxious. I am sitting at my counter right now doing this, and she just absolutely loves, because we don't really use this counter for anything much, so it's just her counter. So she loves that I'm sitting here, and she just wants all the attention now. But yeah, so I hail from the old days of The Sims, and because of that, I did not get into the habit of using move objects on cheat, especially. I guess maybe during The Sims 3 at some point, they fixed it. I don't really know when they fixed it to make it better, to make it so that you could use the move objects on cheat and be fine. But yeah, apparently they have. I'm slow at catching up with this sort of stuff. So here I am, going back through and just adding final details, decorative objects. I did not add too much. There's definitely plenty of room for improvement because I wanted to keep this starter house. So I did not add a ton of stuff, and I did not have a particular sim in mind when decorating either. I just decorated to match the aesthetic that was already here when I started. And so I guess it lends itself well to certain types of Sims. And here in a minute, you'll see that I grab an already made sim from the World Library, and she didn't appear to have a home yet. She was listed as not currently in the world, so I assumed that that meant she didn't have a home yet. And so I grabbed her and put her in here. I think she works well with this lot. So, but you'll see that in a minute. Again, I'm just adding in the little details, the little touches, adding in the newer expansions and stuff. Oh, right, the decorating stuff from Seasons, was it? Yeah. And then the vacuum cleaner from the newest kit, the Dust and Bust kit, I guess. And obviously we need a smoke detector. There are firemen in the game now, so that's kind of cool. I don't remember when they added that now. And it sucks when your memory starts to go, right? But yeah, I just added little decorative touches here and there and did various, little things. It takes me a while sometimes. I wanted to keep some of this in because it takes me so long to decide on stuff sometimes that I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what people who watch me live stream and stuff have to endure. But I like scrolled through this menu for maybe 10 15 minutes only to go back and pick the first item that I had in the first place and put it up there because that's just how terribly indecisive I am. And here is where I decided to move it over and center it on the lot. And then I realized, oh, wait, I forgot to get rid of the roof for the kitchen bump out. So I did that. I did not do a tremendous amount of landscaping. In fact, I don't think I did any landscaping because this area is quite lush, because I wanted it to stay a starter home, because I did not want to use cheats. I skipped the landscaping. I made it blend in a little bit by making like the area right next to the house dirt rather than grass, to be a little bit more realistic. But I mean, the sim, as she advances, if you play her, as she advances in her career and stuff, she can always add landscaping. But the lot that I have planned for next door is also going to be very full. So I thought, with all the lush stuff on this side and the full lot next to it coming, this lot really doesn't need too much directly on it to look good in the world and in the surrounding area. So that's a large part of why I didn't do it. Here I am adding the sim. Whoops, I hit my microphone again. I'm so sorry. And then this is the walkthrough, so I'll let you enjoy that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a little comment below. All support helps and it's free to you. Bye.